Discretionary Access Control List. DACL stands for Discretionary Access Control List. In the Microsoft Windows family is an internal list attached to an object in Active Directory that specifies which users and groups can access the object and what kinds of operations they can perform on the object. In older Windows 2000 and Windows NT, an internal list attached to a file or folder on a volume formatted using the NTFS had a similar function. How DACL works. In Windows, each object in Active Directory or a local NTFS volume has an attribute called security descriptor that stores information about the object's owner and the groups to which the owner belongs. The discretionary access control list of the object, which lists the security principals that have access to the object and their level of access. The system access control list, which lists the security principals that should trigger audit events when accessing the list. The DACL for an object specifies the list of users and groups that are authorized to access the object, and also what levels of access they have. The kinds of access that can be assigned to an object depend on the type of object under consideration. For example, a file object can have read access assigned to a user, but a printer object cannot. You can't read a printer. The DACL for an object consists of a list of access control entries. A given access control entry applies to a class of objects, an object, or an attribute of an object. Each access control entry specifies the security identifier of the security principal to which the access control entry applies, as well as the level of access to the object permitted for the security principal. For example, a user or group might have permission to modify all or some of the attributes of the object, or might not even have permission to be aware of the object's existence. In common parlance, DACLs are sometimes simply referred to as access control lists or ACLs, though this is not strictly correct. Final note. The owner of an object always has permission to modify its DACL by granting permissions to other users and groups. If you want to learn more about networking concepts and definitions, don't forget to press the subscribe button. To be notified when our channel releases another video, click also on the bell icon. And don't forget to visit our website, networkencyclopedia.com.